person, and we look up to him a lot here at the ELI. This lady, Michelle Parrott, whom you may have interacted with by email, but if not, Michelle is our administrative assistant for the English Language Institute, and she does lots of different things behind the scenes to make sure students are registered, pay their tuition fees, and just make sure all those little odds and ends that help you have a good experience while you're learning get done. She's from the Waterloo area originally, so she's also really good to talk about questions if you're ever thinking of coming to the city of Waterloo. She has a passion for recycling, the only person I know to have a passion for recycling. But if you are also one of those people, she's a good person to talk to as well. And also working closely with Michelle is our administrative officer, Andrea Brandt. She may be working closely with your university in Korea to make sure you are all registered as a group and that you have access to all the computer online systems that you need to learn in the GEAR program. So she's a wonderful person to talk to as well. Yeah, if you ever need to connect with Michelle or Andrea, you can always reach out to me or Ryan or Alex, and we can help set that meeting up. Alex, how about you introduce Mr. Hill?
Sure. So you're going to get to know Stephen a lot because he is your short-term programs manager, which, as AJ likes to say, he's the big boss. So Stephen will be in some of your classes, I believe, as an instructor, or at least he will be coming in to speak with you on certain occasions. So he's in charge of your classes in general, right? So which section you're in or group you're in. He looks at your English language level, and he's also there for assessing the online course materials, right? So he's really there for everything concerning your education, which means if you have any questions about your classes online, the content, Stephen is a fantastic person to speak to, and he's just about to enter. And so he just popped into this meeting, perfect timing. I'm going to get Stephen to say hello and a few words about himself as soon as he connects to audio here.
I think you just have to say his name 3 times.
I know. That's too funny. Hello, Stephen. As you can see, your face is on the big screen. Would you like to introduce yourself and say a few words? Stephen. Oh, you're on mute, sir. Would you like to say a few words about yourself?
Hi there. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect.
So I want to just welcome everybody to our program here at Renison University College. We're very happy to see everyone here. I think everybody is in now, and everybody is getting kind of used to this new learning environment that we have. I see everybody making posts, so that is all very good. We're here to help you. We've got, I think, a very good program organized. We've got some very awesome classes. We've got very good events all lined up for you. And we hope that you make the best of it. If at any point you're having any kind of problems or there's anything that you're unsure of, please contact us, and we are very happy to help always. Yes, always very happy to help.
Perfect. Thanks, Stephen. And Stephen, I think you can tell just by looking at the group here that this is, I think, one of our most engaged groups we've ever had. I'm so excited to have everyone here at Renison, just with everyone's camera on looking at us. I can't wait to have events with everyone here as well. So it's going to be a great month.
I was quite impressed. So usually we begin these programs and people don't do very much, but this month, people were beginning to make posts before even the program began. So I was quite impressed. I think we have a group that is very tech savvy. and is used to online learning. So that's a wonderful thing. Yeah, and that makes our jobs easier.
Perfect.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you for that introduction, Stephen. And as Stephen, you also raised a good point, which I will reiterate, is for all of you, in terms of if you need assistance, if you need help, if you have questions, it's very important that you let one of us know, that you let your teachers know, you let Stephen know, Ryan, Alex, myself know, because the one thing we're all very bad at is reading minds. Still haven't mastered it. It's still very difficult for us to guess what you might be thinking, especially in this online environment. If you have questions, it's very important you send us an email or post a message in the Cow chat group so we can help you. Okay, Mr. Dalton, do you want to talk about our fabulous peer leaders?
Absolutely. So not only is the staff here for you, but we also have some very special students that work with us that are there for you as well. We call them the peer leaders. So that's Willow, Roy, and Jenny. And you've probably already seen them post in the chat group. Again, if you're not in the chat group, we'll talk about that in a moment. But these students are essentially your guide in the GEAR program. They're going to be with you every step of the way, usually outside of the classroom in all the events, right? So anytime you join one of the events, you are going to see either Willow, Roy, or Jenny. So for example, later after your class, we have bingo, and Roy will be hosting that. So it'll be great to meet him and have that event as well. So what is the purpose of the peer leaders? Well, they're more of your peer, someone your age, someone in university who you can talk to, talk about anything, whether you want to share the differences between Korea and Canada, or you want to just talk about what's going on in sports or whatever you're interested in. The peer leaders are there to chat with you. They're super friendly and they're really excited to meet with you. So there's lots of ways to get a hold of them. You have their contact information in your newsletters that we'll talk about in a moment, and you can reach them on the Cow chat.
Wonderful. Okay. So in terms of getting some of that support that you might need, of course, this is a virtual environment. So we've tailored our support services accordingly to make sure we can best support you online. One of the ways we do this is through our virtual one-on-one meetups. And those meetings are conducted through Zoom, so a lot like this. Although instead of a big group, you're meeting with one other person. That could be your peer leaders, that could be myself, that could be Ryan or Alex. And what do we do during those meetings? We can do conversation practice, so practicing our English listening and speaking skills. We can talk about, as Alex mentioned, the differences between culture in Canada, Western culture, as well as culture in Korea. And you can learn more about our country, but what's exciting for us is we get to learn more about your country too, which is really fun. As well, if you do think you might want to come study at the University of Waterloo someday, we also offer university and college application assistance. So if you are interested in that, you're welcome to contact myself, and I can explain how you could apply to a bachelor's or master's degree program. Renison University College, if you didn't know, is affiliated with the Anglican Church of Canada, which is a Christian church. We have our own chaplain, Megan Collins-Moore, who offers spiritual support as well as online worship services on Sundays. So if you are interested in that, feel free to send me a message. I'll be happy to provide you with that information. As well as immigration consulting. Again, if you're planning a visit or planning to study in the future, we do have immigration support as well. So we can always connect you with that. So those virtual one-on-one meetups, in terms of signing up, it's a very easy process. You go to uwaterloo.ca/ELI/meet-up, and you're presented with a web page with all of our smiling faces, and you just click a button for the person you want to meet with. And then you're taken to a page that will show a calendar, and you can pick the date and time you want to meet with one of us. And the system automatically sends you an email with a Zoom link. So it's all very high tech, very easy. And you can set that meeting up, which is wonderful. Again, if you have questions, let us know and we can guide you through that process. Alex, what's this big, beautiful calendar about?
Perfect. All right. Thanks, AJ. So this is what I was talking about earlier when I said we have lots of events and activities for you. So one of the things that we believe is that you can't just learn English in the classroom, and especially in an online environment, it's challenging. And so we want to make sure that we have as many resources for you to succeed and not only learn your English, but really make sure you know your English, right? We want you to take that with you for a long time. And the best way we like to say is you get to practice it with us. So we have lots of events that are not only really fun, but they're also all designed to help you practice your English and meet lots of people. Okay, so if we take a look at this calendar, which you should have a copy already in your email. If you don't, we will be sending these out multiple times for you. So you will get a chance to have a copy. We have lots going on. So here we are today at the 12th for you. So we have bingo coming up. Like I said, bingo is a fantastic way to meet lots of people. It's what we call an icebreaker event. So one that you can go around, talk to lots of people, maybe win some prizes. But we have lots of other ways that you can speak with other people. So every Wednesday, we have something called a conversation hangout. And that is like a lunch or just a casual meetup with our peer leaders. So as I mentioned, if you wanted to speak with them, talk about anything, play some games with them, just hang out. These are perfect to go to. They are very casual. So there's no real structure to them usually. You just get to come into the Zoom meeting and chat with them. But we have some other things going on. You can see on Friday, we have the Life in Canada workshop. And AJ is actually going to be in that workshop and running that workshop. And he's going to tell you about some very interesting facts about life in Canada that hopefully you're very interested in. There's lots to know about Canada and the way we live here, but he also has a few other workshops. For instance, the new year, new start, and how to plan your term right, which is very important for staying on task. And then we have a few other really fun ones coming up later in the term. So you can see there's a leadership one. So if you're interested in leadership specifically from a North American or Canadian perspective, that's really good to go to. We have a few others like the big problems equal big business, which is with me, where I get to talk a little bit about the entrepreneurship culture in Canada, which if you don't know that word, I'm excited to teach you all about it. And then there's a couple more meetup things. So speed friending is probably the best way to meet people from all over the world. It's my favorite event because I meet so many people there from all of our different programs. You'll probably have about 100 people that you can meet at that event. So there is something coming up for everybody. I really encourage you to go out to as many events as you can. Make the most of your time in the GEAR program. And again, if there is something missing from this calendar that you really wanted to do or experience or know about Canada or about the University of Waterloo, please come talk with me. I'm more than happy to make something happen for your class. Okay, don't be shy about it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Alex. All right. Alex had mentioned earlier, of course, our Kakao chat group. Kakao, from my understanding, is a very popular social media app in Korea. I believe in your newsletter that you've been receiving by email, there's been a QR code so that you can join the chat group. Both Ryan and the peer leaders and Alex, I don't know if you're in the chat group also, are actively monitoring it. So if you do have questions or just want to share something fun or interesting, the chat group's a great place to put those questions or those comments. It helps give the program a really dynamic atmosphere. And it's a great place to have some conversations and make some friends. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add, Alex. But,
just that specifically, this Cow chat is just for you, the Gear students, right? So all the communication in that chat group is for you. So anytime we have an announcement about events or activities or anything else that we want you to know, it's designed for you, okay?
Wonderful, thank you. We've also mentioned our email newsletters that look a little bit like this. You should have received some over the weekend. But again, besides the chat group, I think the weekly email newsletters are the best place to go for information about what's going to be happening each week. So what is in those newsletters? Well, it includes a schedule of events, so it tells you what events are happening each day. Also, any important announcements or reminders that you may need to know for the program so you can succeed are included in that email, as well as some fun and interesting facts about Canadian history and Canadian culture. So do make sure that you're checking your email every weekend to make sure that you're not missing any important information. We also have our virtual events website. This is the website address, uwaterloo.ca/ELI/virtual. You may have gone to this website already to check out where the orientation link is included. But as you'll see on this screenshot here, there's also many other events and activities. So of course, this is an online program, so most of our events will be held through Zoom. So if you're looking for the Zoom link, uwaterloo.ca/ELI/virtual is the best place to go. All the Zoom links should be there for your convenience. Alex, do you want to tell our friends here about the orientation website?
Certainly. So we said a lot of things today. There is a lot of information for you. And I know that there's a lot of information in your course as well. So you might have something we call information overload. In that case, we have a couple things that will help with that. So we have our orientation website. So it's really easy to go to uwaterloo.ca/online ELI orientation. There is lots of great resources there for you. All the resources about campus information, resources online for you, as well as some very helpful tips and tricks. Additionally, this orientation is being recorded, and we will make a copy of this orientation available for you later. So if you want to watch it or just listen to us talk all night, then you can do that.
Good if you're having trouble sleeping. I highly recommend
exactly.
it. All right, thank you, Alex. Okay, so yeah, that's it in short, in brief, for our orientation session. In a few minutes, we will be doing an online learning and mini workshop with me. Some of you are probably already very comfortable with learning online, but others, this might be a new experience for you, especially in a foreign language. So we'll go through some handy tips to make sure you can succeed in your courses. But that's just with me. So before we go, I want to invite either Alex or Stephen or both of you, if you have any parting words of wisdom for our students, now's the time.
Stephen, please go ahead.
I want to encourage everybody to make the best of our online environment. So there's a lot happening, right? So we've got our volunteers, our University of Waterloo students that you will be meeting in your presentation skills class, and you'll be working in groups with those University of Waterloo students. I want to encourage you to make friends with them. Yeah, so they are here because they want to meet you. And yeah, please take advantage of that. Afterwards, okay, if you have problems, if you have questions, I'm always here. Your teachers are always happy to help. Please reach out. You can see that we have a lot of events. So if you go to that website that I talked to you about in our last orientation, you can find all that information. But again, all of this stuff here, I'll make sure that all of that is in Canvas. So you'll have all of the links and you'll have all of the materials in Canvas. Also, don't forget in the welcome section in Canvas, you've got the course calendar, and all of these links that you have seen are all in that calendar. Okay, so you have all of that information there, so you don't have to worry about going to different places. You can just go there and you can just click on all those links. Yes. Afterwards, some of these events might not be at a good time for you, but you are welcome to come. So for example, there are other speed friending events. Yeah, if you do want to wake up, which might be a little bit in the middle of the night for you, you are more than welcome to go to those. Yes. But we have arranged times that are good for you, okay, that are good for you, yes. And I can't say how much I very much want all of this to be over so that we can welcome you to Canada in Waterloo. We would love to have you here. Yeah, I can't say enough about Canada, what a beautiful country it is and what a beautiful place this is. In the future, please come and visit us. I will personally take you for a coffee or a drink, and we can have a good chat and just see how things have went. And you can make lots of friends here and do all our events. Yes, but until that time, it's online. But I don't know. I think I'm really warming to the online environment. I really think that there is a lot of things that you can do. You can do with online environments. Yeah. And it has come. So I began online learning things a long time ago, about maybe 25 years ago. And I can't believe how much it has all changed in that time. It really is incredible. The real-time environments, the synchronous environments, everything that can be done. It really truly is incredible. Yeah. So take advantage of it. Any problems, any issues, please let us know. And we are always here to help you. You've got lots of people. You've got your teachers. You've got me. You've got AJ, Alex, Ryan, all of these people around that are always very happy to help you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Stephen. Yeah, it's going to be an incredible term for you guys, an incredible month. So I'm excited for everything coming up. I'm excited to see you at all the events and speak with you and meet you. I hope that I do get a chance. Before I go, I have a couple of quick polling questions for you. So you'll see this pop up on your screen. It's anonymous, but I would love to know, how are you feeling about starting GEAR? I know you already had one class, but I want to know, how are things going for you?
Can't take the suspense.
I know. Ooh, everyone's got good answers. Excellent. Okay, I'm just going to wait one more second here. All right. So what do we have? All right. We have a little over or a little under 60% of you are very excited and happy, which are pretty close, I hope, and some nervous. And I think that's okay, right? It's okay to be nervous. It's always scary to do new things, but I'm so happy that you're at Renison because we love having new students, love having you here. All right, I have one more question for you. Did I
Just
share
like
those results?
that.
Perfect.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, perfect. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And I want to know, what was the most helpful part of this orientation for you? What did you learn most? All right, couple more seconds here. Perfect. Okay, that's everyone. So, learning about events, perfect. Learning about the rules and policies, always good. And meeting everyone. So, between events and meeting everyone, you're going to love everything that we're doing this month. So, thank you so much, everybody. AJ is going to start his mini workshop. I will see you later. It was great to meet you all.
All right. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Stephen.
All right, thanks, AJ.
Bye, guys. See you soon.
Okay. So yes, those of you staying with me for our online learning strategies and mini workshop, we'll get started in just a second. Okay. All right, here we go. So yes, this next part of the presentation is about learning online and how to make the most of an online experience to make sure you do well. Like I said, learning online is already a little bit different than learning in a classroom. And of course, you're also doing it in another language, which can make it a little bit more challenging too. So while we go through these slides, there aren't too many, should take only about 20 minutes or so, because I know you do have a class coming up. But anytime you have a question, feel free to unmute your microphone. Just say, hey, AJ, I've got a question. Try to keep it very casual, so don't worry about interrupting or anything. Or you can also type a message in the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer your question. Okay. So go ahead and get started. And I have another question for you all to think about. And that is, what are some of the benefits of learning online? What are some of the good things about learning online? What do we think could be helpful? What could be good about learning online? Feel free to type your answer into the chat box. What do we like about learning online? I've got some answers too, but I'm wondering if you have something you like about learning online. Got an answer already. Can attend classes anywhere. Yeah. So you can be anywhere in the world. As long as there's a decent internet connection, you can attend classes. Great. No restrictions on time and space. I like how that answer is worded. That's perfect. So yeah, like as I said, we can attend classes anywhere, which is wonderful. We can study at home, which is great. Repetition, that's good. That's a good answer too. You can review the recordings. You can look at the material online to see what is useful, and you can practice again and again, which is good. Cross time and space anywhere, wonderful. Better time management, interesting. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Use time more efficiently. Just wake up and start class. Perfect. Good. Prevent corona. Yeah, good. I guess that's the benefit of these times. Yeah. So you can as long as you're at home, eating right, exercising, you can stay healthy, which is good. Take a course everywhere. Yeah. So no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have that internet, you can connect. It's great. So can be a little less shy too. Good. You guys are really great about participating. I like it. And I'm not just saying this. We have some orientation sessions, some workshops where people are very shy. So I'm glad you guys are participating. It makes it a lot more fun for everyone and a lot more interesting, including for everyone, including for me. So I appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, I thought about this question too, and I came up with a few points. I think they're pretty much the same as all of yours. So yeah, more freedom to use your time as you like. You're not having to get on the bus or the train or get in your car to go to school. As someone mentioned, you can just wake up, turn on your computer, and go to class, which is really nice. So get a little extra sleep. More choice of programs. You don't, for some of you, if you're studying at home, you don't have to spend money on traveling. Traveling is a lot of fun, of course, but it can be expensive, so you save a little bit of money. Learn in more comfortable surroundings, near people you love, and another benefit is being near things that are comfortable. Often I'll have students come visit us in Canada, and I'll ask them, "What do you miss about home?" And the number one thing they say, it's not mom, it's not dad, it's not brother, sister, friends, it's food. So if you are learning at home, you can have all that yummy food that you're used to, which is great. And finally, using technology to improve the learning experience. So that repetition we talked about, recording the lectures, watching them again, working online together, which is really wonderful. Follow-up question then. So another question I want you all to think about and type your answer. What are some of the drawbacks of learning online? If you're not sure what drawback means, it's kind of like what's a negative thing or not so good thing about learning online. So what's maybe something we don't like so much about learning online? Classes atmosphere depends on online conditions. Okay, yeah, that's a good response. That's a good response. So it could be, who you're in class with, also maybe how good your connection is. That can affect things. Less conversation. So yeah, it's a little less spontaneous. You can't just turn around and talk to the person sitting behind you. Internet connection, yeah, sometimes not as good. So it can cause problems. Can't meet in person. Very hard, yeah. Passive attitude, that's a good one too. So sometimes it's easy to just lay back, kick back, and just talk, listen to other people talk, which, we can't all talk 100% of the time, but it makes it more interesting if we're all participating. Sometimes lose concentration too. Yeah, me too. Sometimes it's hard to focus, especially if you've been at a computer all day. These are wonderful answers. So yeah, some potential drawbacks, I came up with a list too. Sometimes you can have too much free time and it can be overwhelming. It's hard to focus, easy to fill it with non-productive activities like Netflix or gaming, social media, whatever it might be. Harder to communicate with others, as several of you said. And I think someone just mentioned this is feeling isolated. You're on your own. Maybe you're living with family, maybe your friends, maybe not. But it can be feeling isolated. You're in a program with other people, but you don't see them face to face, and that's very hard. And I know all over the world, people are really struggling with that at this day and age in this time. So we understand, and I'll be honest, there's going to be some days that aren't so easy. But what does help is to let someone know how you feel. So if you ever are feeling isolated or sad, you want someone to talk to, please reach out to me. Please reach out to Ryan, Alex, your peer leaders. Sometimes just telling somebody how you feel can make you lessen some of that weight and make you feel a little bit better. And finally, as someone else said, is technology is great when it works. When it doesn't work, it can be frustrating. But let's hope that for most of the program that our technology, our internet cooperates. Okay. So you'll see a coffee cup, a mug of coffee with one of my favorite sayings on it. It says, "What good shall I do this day?" And the man that said that is a man you may know. His name is Benjamin Franklin. He was one of the American founding fathers. He's on the U.S. $100 bill. Very smart man. And he always asked himself every morning, he kept a diary, a journal, and he always asked himself every morning, what good shall I do this day? What are the good things I want to accomplish today? And he'd write them out. And that can be a good goal setting exercise to ask yourself every day is what are the good things I want to do today to make my life better, or even better, to make someone else's life better. So something to think about. As we go through the next few slides, we're going to be talking about some important things, 4 important things to be exact, that you can do to help yourself to succeed in your online courses. Number 1 is to structure your time. In other words, make yourself a schedule and stick to it. And what does stick to it mean is that you follow that schedule. You make it, you tell yourself what you're going to do every day, and then you follow that schedule. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. Also, you want to organize your life. So you want to use physical and electronic tools to keep things in their proper place. We'll talk about that. Communicate often. So you want to contact your teachers, your staff, the staff, so people like me and Ryan and Alex, and your classmates regularly to ask for help and to help other people too. And related to asking for help is just to remember that we're all here to help you, to support you, but you do need to ask for it because I can't read your mind. I don't know what you're thinking. It's important that you type it out or you call me on Zoom to let us know what you need. So we'll go through each point in a little more detail now, starting with structuring your time. So you'll see a picture here of a house, a sad little house that's starting to fall over. And it's kind of a metaphor. It's a symbol of this point is we're kind of like a house. People are kind of like a house. We're creatures of habit. We like to do the same thing over and over. We like to know what to expect every day and every week. And if we don't have a good structure, if we don't know what's happening, if we're confused, if we don't manage our time well, we'll start to be like this little house. We'll start to fall over. We'll start to collapse. And we won't do as well in our studies. We might have problems in our personal life. So how do we fix that? How do we make that better? We can make a schedule that we follow every day to provide ourselves that structure so we can be like a strong house that stays upright. And what do we put in our schedule? Well, all the important things. Sleep. That's a big one, especially for you guys. You're across the world from us. So some of your class times or some of the event times might be a little less convenient for you. So all the more reason that you make sure you're getting enough sleep every night, that you go to bed at the same time, and try to wake up at the same time. You also put in your schedule your class time so you know when you should be in class, when you should be participating in class. Work time, some of you might have a part-time job or other studies that you're working on. So it's important that you schedule time for that work. Studying, doing your homework, meals, exercise, family time, all very important. As well, you want to make sure you have some fun too. You don't want to just be doing work all the time. You want to make sure you're doing some enjoyable things as well. Spending time with family or friends, or even just calling family, friends, doing some exercise, all very important things to make sure that you put in your schedule. Where do you put your schedule? What tools do you use? You can, as you see in this picture, you can use a physical journal, so paper with the dates on it. You can write what you need to do each day. To-do list, also called a task list, so just a list of important things. So that could be homework, that could be things to do in your personal life. You just put those on a list, and as you finish each task, you cross it off your list. So that can be very helpful. Google Outlook calendar, any sort of electronic calendar that you have on your phone, that you can get pop-up reminders about what you need to do for school or for work. It's very useful. And finally, there's also other electronic tools in Canvas, and you also can use online timers like the Pomodoro task timer to make sure that you can focus and do work quickly. So Pomodoro timer, for those of you that don't know, also called a tomato timer, is just a 25-minute timer that originally Italian people used for making pasta sauce. But they found that 25 minutes is a good length of time to do some focused, intense work. So if you're ever struggling to get work done, set a timer for 25 minutes, not that long, and just put the phone away, put the other distractions away, and just do your work for 25 minutes. Can be very useful too. If you have questions about that or any other time management strategies, go ahead and book a meeting with me, and I can help you out with that. Point 2 is organizing your life. You'll see a picture here of a very messy desk, very messy workspace. I get stressed out just looking at it. And the point is, if you have a messy workspace, if you can't find your notes, can't find your phone or your laptop charger, you go from being relaxed to very stressed out very quickly, which is not good. You want to succeed in your studies. So just like your time, an organized workspace can help give your life structure, can help hold you up. And we also save valuable time each day by being able to do and find things quickly. So you want to go from the messy desk to a nice, clean workspace like this. Some tools that can help you organize your life. Something I use is color-coded notebooks. So just color-coded folders and notebooks for taking handwritten notes. So if I'm taking writing class with Stephen, I'll use a red notebook for my writing class. If I'm taking a speaking class with another teacher, I might use a blue notebook for my speaking class. So I can just look at my notebook and say, oh, red, that's writing, or blue, that's speaking. I can just quickly grab it. It's easy to see. Same with digital folders on your computer. You want to make sure that you're using folders on your computer to organize all your homework and notes so that you know where they are. Take advantage of cloud backup drive services like Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive. I've been in the situation where I've worked very hard on homework, on an assignment, and then I've lost my work. I didn't save it properly. I was very sad. I worked very hard and then I lost it. So cloud backup services is very useful to make sure you don't lose your homework. Finally, as you see in this picture, just having boxes and different shelves to organize things can be very helpful. Point number 3, communicate often. So obviously we're meeting through Zoom now, just like this. In online studies, because as we said earlier, we're not seeing each other in the classroom, we're not running into each other in the hallway. Those kind of casual interactions are a little harder. So we need to try a little bit harder in an online environment to make time for each other and to communicate with each other. But thankfully, because of technology, it's very easy to do. So what are some of these online tools? Zoom, what we're using now, is of course the big one for video meetings and working together. Email, Microsoft Office, Google Docs, Canvas. I think there's a chat function in Canvas you can use. Social media like Kakao. All ways we can chat and communicate with each other to make sure that we are able to ask each other questions, but also have fun. So have fun conversations and get to know each other and learn about each other's lives. So what are some things we can check regularly? So your online learning management system, in this case, Canvas, is very important. Check that 2 times per day for any messages or announcements from your teachers. Email, also very important. I know in some countries people aren't using email as much, but in North America, email is still very important. So make sure you check your email to see if any teachers or staff members have sent you messages. And as part of communicating, talking to each other, it's important that we be respectful. So just like when you meet in person, when we meet online, we want to make sure everyone feels respected and safe. So here are some quick tips. Follow the golden rule. What's the golden rule? Almost every culture has something like the golden rule in English. It's treat others the way you want to be treated. So if you want to be treated nicely, if you want to be treated with respect, we want to make sure we treat others with respect. It's pretty easy to remember. Also keep things professional, just like you wouldn't do this in a classroom or university. Same online, we don't want to share anything inappropriate like sexual or violent images or discussions or video. So there's no place for that in the online learning environment. So make sure we don't share things like that. Dress for success. You'll see, I'm not wearing a suit or tie or anything, but I do dress the same way that I would dress if I was going into the office, because mentally that reminds me that this is a professional time and that it's time to study or it's time to do work. So make sure that you dress in a way that you would normally dress for school. And when you're not talking, if you're not talking to your teacher or classmate, make sure you use your mute button. Because sometimes if, mom or dad is cooking or you have your roommate doing the dishes, sometimes we hear those noises. So make sure you use your mute button when you're not speaking. And at any time, if anyone makes you feel uncomfortable, please let us know so we can help. Speaking of asking for help, just remember there's lots of people here to help you. Your teachers, and the staff, myself, Ryan, Alex, you met Steven earlier. We're all here to help you, as well as your peer leaders. We're all here to support. So just remember to send us an email or a message so we can answer your questions and help make your time in gear a fun and enjoyable one for you. I know you're going to have a class in a couple minutes. Don't worry, we're almost done. If you do want to book a meeting with me or anyone else, you can always visit us at uwaterloo.ca/eli/meet-up to book a meeting just so we can talk. We can learn about you and your culture, and you can learn about us and our culture. It's a lot of fun. Great way to practice English. So in summary, make sure you do these 4 things. Structure your time, stay organized, communicate often and with respect, and ask for help if you need it. If you do these 4 things, I promise you that you'll have a very fun and enjoyable experience over the next month. And like I said, let us know if there's anything we can do to answer your questions or to provide support. Okay. 7:58, 2 minutes left. I know you have class coming up soon. If anyone does have a quick question, I'll stick around. Otherwise, thank you for joining us today. I'm already really excited to see so many smiling, happy faces with us for GEAR. We're looking forward to getting to know all of you. So thank you again, everyone. Have fun in your class. Take care. Bye-bye.